transcripts. This is crazy. Right on it.
So let me ask you about the pages that you handed to me. You're attributing them to him because they're on his site.
He controls his site.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
How do you know that assertion?
Well, if y'all hadn't seen on your local news or national news, the U.S. Supreme Court in Trump versus Colorado, Maine, and Illinois was overturned as of, I guess, this morning. So Trump is on the ballot. Like I say, check your all local news or the national news. And like I say, the news media on the national front, Trump is on the ballot in Colorado, Maine, and Illinois. It was invalid, you could say. I knew because, like, I listened to it. I got to hit the mute button on Megan Fox's channel. And she's doing the first hearing or part 3 hearing or whatever it is, Liar Preston. So that's the news for today, the update news. I guess they do it before Super Tuesday. Chicago wouldn't let him be on the ballot. I think it was last week, but they put it froze it. And since the U.S. Supreme Court says it is illegal, because states don't have anything to do with the federal election, the way I understand it. So, welcome everybody. And all you people that have subscribed to my YouTube channel, I went to each name and I subscribed to yours. Some of you don't have videos. Don't give up, people. You can do it. If I could do it, and I'm 70 plus years old, you can do it. You know, some people won't like it, talk about your medical history. How was your family history for your children and your grandchildren and great-grandchildren and so on? They have the right to know the family medical history. You and the spouse should do it. The father and the mother of your children. Do a video about your family history. In case something happens to you all. They can have the video to let them know what you look like. If they were just babies when you passed away or, you know, something like that. Some people jump on me because I talk about my medical history. Ladies, you know, when you were young, you probably still do it to keep a diary. This is my diary. In case my grandkids or other children that I don't know about, you know, I got around when I was younger. So that way they know the family history. Some of you from the comments don't like God. That's okay. That's your right as a citizen of what, USA or whatever country you're from. That's your right. And I thank you for it. you all brought up a few suggestions to talk about. Some of it says I should show more of my cats. I know you all cat lovers. You know, there's a veterinarian in Charlestown, which he was the family veterinarian for the whole family of all cats and dogs. And I don't know what his name is. You can look his name, the veterinarian for Charlestown, Indiana. I believe it's on Market Street in Charlestown. You can call him, find how much it costs, you know, for a tomcat. I got 4 tomcats. It needs to be half a tomcat. You all got my post office box. You got my Cash App, which is the $, Tom Cartwright, 4375 is my Cash App thing. You know what you have to do there. I don't know what the temperature is outside. I have some sausage links. I ate some and gave the kitty cat some. And Socks, the #1 tomcat, he growls like, stay away from me. That's my food, you know. They stay away from it because Socks can, you know, he's over 12 years old. He can get downright mean. Because you remember, Socks is half Siamese kitty cat. His mom was a Siamese kitty cat. No, when I was growing up, I've been around some Siamese cat. I guess they was tomcat, because they was mean as anything, but Mama Tina, she was a good mama cat. You know, she would jump up in bed with me. I could be asleep, and she'd take her paw and tap me on the arm, and I'd look over about half asleep, raise my arm up, where I could raise a blanket, and she would get underneath the blanket. You've seen this blue blanket here. See, that's Socks' baby blanket. I know it's a big blanket. Every time Mama Tina, 73 degrees. We having a heat wave, people. So that means I get to go for a walk today. So, that's good. And this one person on here, I done forgot his name. I say he lives in Scott County, Indiana. God bless you, sir, young man. You're right. There is no sidewalks out there, you know. The roads is too small. If you travel the country roads, I thought we were supposed to get 80 today. You know, country roads don't have speed limits on it. They don't have weight limits. I've talked to somebody, either a commissioner or council, I forget who it was, for them to put signs up on speed limit or weight signs. They have to do a study. You know, I don't think that's true. You know, I know Scott County behind the times, but Scott County, on their roads, they got speed limit signs. They got weight limits. They didn't do a study. They just made ordinance or resolution and put the signs up. And, you know, that's weird. You see some of the country roads, you know, Collins Road, Westlake Road, a bunch of others. You see how narrow they are? But the Scott County Sheriff's done a video talking about this and that. He said the speed limit on the county roads is 55. I ain't gonna do 55 miles an hour on a country road, especially those in Scott County, because they're not wide like Clark County roads. If another car coming in the other direction, you looking at get hit head on or get your mirrors take off. And you know there's a wreck between Henryville and Austin. Some of them taking the country roads because of the GPS. Don't truck drivers carry maps in the vehicle anymore? I guess not. GPS ain't always right, people. Don't trust your GPS. Hey, have your father, your mother, or uncle, grandpa, or somebody teach you how to read a map. Don't depend on your GPS, because they take you places where you don't want to go, or they're wrong. You know, that's something. And another thing, ladies, I know some of you getting abused. Report it. I know you're afraid. You've been threatened by your mate. You know, you got friends. You might have a brother or a sister. Tell them about it. Just like I talk about this lady in Scott County. Where she lives in Scott County, I don't know. And people, keep an eye on your neighbors. If you hear it, see it, report it. You know, any abuse go on, please report it. You can save somebody's life. You can do that anonymously. You know, you can do it. There's people that will help you out there. Don't give up on yourself. If you've been abused, report it. You seen crime shows or court cases where the woman killed her mate because she was being abused. But they convicted her of murder because she never did report it to the police. So report it. Neighbors, report it. Even if you see a child being abused, report it. I guess if you go back when I was a child, today's standards, it would be abuse. You know, you can't whip you can't whip your kids, you can't tell them go to bed at 9 o'clock on a school night. You know, that was my bedtime when I was a child going to school. But I was upstairs in my mom's house. That was another bedroom. And I had one of them old black and white TVs with a box on top of it to turn in channel, PBS, which is channel 15 here, and 32 and 41, 68, to get those channels. I stayed up half of the night. I might not go to sleep until 2 to 4 o'clock in the morning. I had windows upstairs at each end of the house, the north end and the south end of the house. I had them open in the wintertime. And maybe a sheet and a blanket. Boy, I slept like a baby. The older you get, people, you get 70 plus years old, you take kitty cat naps during the day and night. So, So that's something to think about. People, check on, if you got a neighbor that's old, check on them. See how they're doing. You know, check on them. See how they're doing. I know wintertime, it's hard for me to check on my neighbors because I don't get out of the house. But I do watch my cameras to see if they're out, you know, in their yard or out there moving tree limbs out of the road or stuff like that. Leave, you know, I keep an eye on my neighbors. And just like one of my neighbors across the road, she moved, but I still keep an eye on this house. I saw a pickup truck over there and a dumpster. I happened to heard the nephew of the man that passed away last year. I think it was last year. Could be wrong. And I heard him. I said, well, there's somebody over at your uncle's house in so-and-so pickup truck with a dumpster, and found out the daughter of the guy who's a mean old witch, you know, kicked out her stepmom, told her to get her, you know what, out. She sold the house to her cousin. I hope they didn't pay over $20,000. You know, to me, the house would have to be torn down. The basement leaks. It got a fuel oil furnace in it. If you all ever had a fuel oil furnace, you know it stunk. You know, I lived in the house with a fuel oil furnace. Man, I couldn't get that smell out of me. Maybe that's some of my medical problems. I remember when my kids was little and living at Grandma's house, had a wood stove in the basement. But before I had the wood stove, I had a gas furnace. And that smell got to you, and the kids got sick. Their medical bills kind of went up. But when I put the wood stove in and had Mr. James, a construction guy, put in the hole in the wall and put the clay pipe through and so on up above the house, and we start using the wood stove, you know, I cut holes in the floor with vents. And that's how we heated the house. We kept the furnace probably about 65. And I want to tell you, I felt a whole lot better. The ex-wife felt better. The kids felt better. Sometimes it got hot as nobody's business in the house because you couldn't control the heat. So I would go down in the basement, open the door into the garage, and let the heat get down. That's how we controlled the heat at that time. But the kids' medical bills dropped. They didn't get sick as much. Maybe it's just my opinion. But it was comfortable. Charlie was just a puppy. You know, Charlie was a full-blooded German Shepherd. And he was a good dog. He'd be upstairs with the kids. If you raise your voice at the kids or act like you're going to whip their butt, You know, Charlie would nail your butt. You know, he would do that. He was a good dog. And the ex-wife worked in a nursing home in Clarksville. I can't remember the name. And this lady or the family, she was taking care of one of the family members in that nursing home and asked if she wanted a full-blooded German Shepherd. Well, when the ex-wife got home, we talked about it. The kids, we talked about it. The kids really loved Charlie. And we got so we told her we want a male dog. And, you know, he was a good dog. You know, you couldn't raise your voice at him. If you was outside watering your flowers, people, I used to have mums out my rear end. You know, plant them in the summer. You know, they do what they do in the wintertime and come back up. So, that's how it was. Charlie was a good dog. You know, every animal got their own personality. Cats, dogs. You see right there, there's Nancy. After an old girlfriend back when I was a teenager. That's Margaret's second litter. And Alex is her firstborn. The rest of them died when they was babies. There's a reason for that. Only God knows. You know, I love kitty cats. I know. Some of you call me Cat Man because I got all these cats. If it wasn't for my cats in here, I'll probably go bananas. They keep me calm. So that's something to think about. Animals does keep you company. My dad, like during this time of the year, winter time, he got ears of corn that he got from the farmers. He'd take them to the cemetery and plant them, put them down by some trees and feed the squirrels. That's what he done every year. My dad was a mason of Lodge 226, I believe, in Charlestown, Indiana. My mom was a grand organist for Eastern Star, if it tells you anything. I showed you a picture of it. Of Mom, Dad, and my daughter. She had a little blue dress on, I believe. You know, I know there's good parents out there that teach their kids right from wrong. You know, get back to, you know, the abuse that's going on. Like I say, my father, you know, and mother, they would be in jail under today's standards. And, you know, you can't tell your kids to go to bed at 9 o'clock. You can't tell them to go to timeout in their bedroom, stay in there. The only way you can come out is if it's time to eat, the bathroom, or bath time. You can't tell them to put their clothes away. People, ain't that abuse in my book? You know, you can't tell your kids. Look at in all 50 states. You look at the children getting in trouble with the law. You know, that's the problem. You can't tell your kids to do anything. You know, all my kids is good. They do make your kids mine, but not as bad as I did. Like my son, if I spank him, you know what he'd do? He'd turn around and laugh at Dad. Oh, that made me so mad. I believe my daughter, I think I spanked her once. She got in the back of my pickup truck, I think, and threw out the cans, because I was collecting beer cans and stuff like that. You know, she could have got hurt back there. I spanked her. She got a little P.O., but did she deserve it? Yes and no. I get thinking about it, but she turned out to be a good daughter. I'm proud of her. No matter if she don't call me or check up on me, see if I'm dead or alive, how am I feeling. I got grandkids that calls me without their parents knowing it and check on me. You know. So, you know, that's pretty good. So I just want to let you all know what the U.S. Supreme Court said about Trump. So he's on the voting thing in Colorado, Maine, and Illinois. I figure they will rule that on Constitution, because the state cannot control the federal law. It takes Congress. And if you watch it when they were going through in the Supreme Court, you only heard the audio. Them judges made it so smart, and so where a dummy like me can understand that, the Constitution and the law that they said that he violated, which he did. And just think, people, the Confederate Army, about that time they wrote the Constitution. And, you know, that's how it was. They couldn't use it. They should have knew, the Attorney General in those 3 states should have realized it's on Constitution, but they want to waste your tax dollars. I like to have either maybe a Big Mac or a Wendy's triple or a Burger King Whopper with cheese and onions, mustard and pickles, no tomatoes, no lettuce. You know, I wouldn't eat it until I got back home. That's to you, Pepsi Zero Sugar. I know it's in the glass with ice cubes. In case you all didn't know, Pepsi also sells root beer, which they call mug, M-U-G, mug. I was told last week, because I saw this Pepsi guy in the store. He's a big shot for Pepsi. I told him about my YouTube channel and what, I go by, that I promote you all Pepsi Zero Sugar stuff. And I told him the problems that all the stores, your dollar store, the Family Dollar store, JC store, Walmart, they can't keep it in stock, especially at the coolers. When I get up by the cash register, I usually want me a Pepsi Zero. People say, why are you doing that if you're not getting paid? Maybe Pepsi will one day. So I know it costs them thousands of dollars in TV ads. So that's why I do that, because people need to know about sugar-free, zero sugar, free soft drinks. But but I promote Pepsi. Okay, let's get back to mug root beer. Pepsi said they just came out with a zero sugar mug root beer. If you like root beer, you should try it. I've tried the other brand of root beer. I tried the diet root beer, and I tried the regular root beer. I couldn't tell the difference between the diet and the regular root beer. Just like Pepsi Zero Sugar. I cannot tell the difference between regular Pepsi and Zero Sugar. So if you like root beer, Pepsi, they had mug root beer for years. And next time you go to a store, see if they got that zero sugar and mug root beer. So, check on that. If you're a diabetic, that's why I do. People said I should talk about my medical problems. I think my children, my grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and so on, needs to hear that. Even on Grandma and Grandpa's side. They need to know the family history. So, that's only my opinion. People, you don't have to like it. There's a few of you don't like it, but I'm giving you all some ideas. Guys, women keeping diaries. They've done it since they was little. So, that's why I do it. This is the diary of my life. There's Alexi coming up there. She knows my arm's not feeling too good, where my rotary cup got screwed up. So, come on, get in. People don't want to see you. Lay down. Go take your kitty cat nap. Come on, Lexi, take your kitty cat nap. And no, people, I haven't started doing any more painting. So I want to thank all your subscribers who subscribed today. You got me over 100. I'm very proud of you. Thank you all very much. God loves you. And I look at it in YouTube Studio, where it breaks down each category of the people who watches that. Men, women, age groups. There's people 65 and above that's watching. God bless you all. I'm very proud of you.
I'll be 1042. I'll be using 1.5 hours of comp post-management.
So, maybe I'm wrong, people, talking about medical history. What might work for me might not work for you. Everybody's body chemistry is different. But I want my children, I want my grandkids, great-grandkids, I want them to know what I look like. I want them to know the side of my medical history. I don't think I'm wrong, because, if your mom and dad passed away, what did they die of? Did they die of a heart attack, stroke, high blood pressure, stuff like that? That's what I want my children to know. My real dad, I'm adopted, people. my real dad, everybody in his family, the men and the women, they died anywhere from 60 to 65 years old. Knock on wood, I'm over 70. I outlived my family's history of dying of a heart attack, stroke, blood pressure, and all that. And I thank God this morning that He gave me another day to live. But it would help if God let me win the lotto. I would help a whole lot of people. I try to find me 50 acres or so and put some tiny homes on it, which tiny homes is mostly one bedroom. Since I'm out in the country, that means I believe under Clark County rules that you have to have at least an acre to put a septic tank on. That's what I like to do, people. You got too many homeless people. What would I charge for rent? Well, you got to figure out how much the tiny homes cost. And what the taxes are. What's your homeowner's insurance going to be on it? You talking about at least $500 a month. I've seen houses that's advertised in Charlestown, $1,500 for a 3-bedroom house where they used to get around $350 to $500. He raised it over $1,000, so he wants $1,500. There's people that's buying those new houses up in the Pleasant Ridge subdivision. They're renting them for $1,500 to $1,800 a month. There's people that's on low income, say $48,000 a year. Can they afford? That's your gross. That's not after taxes. Can they afford $1,500 a month? You remember, you include your electric bill, your gas bill, your water and sewage bill. I'd rather have a heat pump. You know, that's better for you. It's better heat. You don't have to smell those gas fumes. You know, that's only my opinion. You know. So I want to make it a point, ladies. I know there's ladies being abused. Report it. Because one day you might kill the S.O. blank blank person. And you could be charged with murder. That's why you need a police report to back you up. I know some of you ladies has been threatened. If you got kids, I know you and your kids have been threatened, just like this lady. No name and no ID what she looks like. She has been abused. He's overprotected. He's checking her cell phone. And this and that, see if she told anybody. Ladies, it's not your fault. You can go to church. I know your spouse is going to follow you. So you can report that to the preacher of your church. You know, you can do it. There's a way of doing it. There is people that help you ladies out there. It's not your fault, ladies, that you're being abused. Well, in some instance, there is if you cheat on your husband. Maybe he's cheating on you too, but two wrongs don't make a right. Because he does it, you decide to do it to get back with him. You know, be true to your mate. No matter if you're a man, woman, or whatever. Be true to your mate. Teach your children right from wrong. If you have to put in them time out, do it. If you have to take their cell phones away, do it. If you're paying for the cell phone, you know, if the kids is working, or 16, 17 is working, maybe they bought the phone. And they pay for the phone. You know, just think about it. There's a way to punish your children. Make them put their clothes away, because I know you get looking, you find stuff hidden in the drawers that you don't want to find. You know, teach your kids to put their clothes away. Teach your kids how to use a washing machine. Just tell your kids, I said, what'll happen if mommy and daddy get sick? How you going to learn to wash your clothes? How you going to learn to cook? I said, if mommy and daddy get sick, how you going to eat? You know, that's something, you know, you can tell your kids and your kids understand. Because one day your children's going to get married. You can teach them how to clean the house. Like all parents are supposed to do. My mom taught me. I try to pass it to my kids. Well, the way my house looks like now, will it pass my mom and dad inspection? No. But since it's warming up, I'll be able to spend a little bit more time cleaning it out, putting it in the shed, and stuff like that, you know, to do. Talk with your kids, especially if you got daughters. You can have daddy sit there, since he was a young boy at one time. You know, boys will tell the girls if they want to date, so I love you, this and that. You know, explain to them, ladies. I know your mom and dad probably told you the same thing. And the daddy can give them the point of view if they're there with you all the time, not a part-time daddy. You know, say, well, boys will be boys. But your girls out there, if you're there with your mom, or your mom's hearing it, you probably heard from your mom and dad, grandpa and grandma. Leave the boys alone. Finish your education. Graduate high school. Go to college. Make something yourself. Because if you're a pregnant teenager, your life is screwed up. I know you can finish high school. You know, you probably can go to college taking home courses. So, you know, just think about it. Don't mess your life up. Get your education. Stay in school. Go to college. And you say, what am I going to study where I have a job that I know I'm good at? People, look around you. See what kind of jobs that you do not get laid off, like a doctor, a lawyer, or a nurse. You know, school teachers, some parts do get laid off from there. or a psychiatrist or a veterinarian. You know, you could be a good lawyer. You know, ladies, that's always been a man's field. The good old boys, as they call them. But there's women out there that are very good lawyers. I've been watching this lawyer on YouTube. They call the DUI guy. He's a very smart lawyer. When he explains stuff in his YouTube video, he explains it where a person like me is not too smart or can't comprehend it up there. He explains it where all people can understand it. His name is Larry Foreman, the DUI guy. And, you know, they explain it. And that's what I like about Larry. Can I afford him? Nope. Unless I get hit by an 18-wheeler or a dump truck, knowing there's going to be a bunch of money if it don't kill me. You know. So that's something to look at. You know. Look and see what kind of thing you want to get into where you won't get laid off. Like, you know, computers is a thing right now. You can learn to be a computer program. Like, you got hackers out there. They work for the federal government. So, you know, there's jobs out there. So, I'm just letting y'all.
Now we have to listen to Jeremy sing.
Hey, you know, that's only my opinion. You don't have to take it for a word, but when you get over a certain age, you say, why didn't I listen to so-and-so? Why didn't I listen to mom and dad? I tell my kids when they were growing up, when you get married, you or your spouse have kids, they gonna pay you back what you done to your mother or your dad or your grandparents, whoever your legal guardian was. How many women out there is getting paid for what they done to their parents or their legal guardian? I'd like to see that, you know. So, and you hear me talk about Megan Fox, writer, W-R-I-T-E-R. She's on right now. They going over Liar Preston, I guess first hearing or something. I don't know. If you,
Oh my God, this song is a masterpiece.
So, you know, I'm watching it.
This.
And like that judge, Craig D. Thomas, I guess that's how you say his idiot name. The only way he got to be a judge on that bench is through the governor of Florida. He's an idiot. He violates every rules of conduct. What I've seen on the website, you know, that he broke. He broke on the Constitution of Mr. Hell. He broke over 5 Constitution things. He had broke over 4 things that a judge is supposed to do and lawyers supposed to. So, you know, if you want to keep up, you can see this woman is an idiot. and listen to the disease that her adopted daughter got. There's been people that's what's on the house had the same thing when he was little. Now he's an adult. His mother treated him like he was human, then treated him like he had some kind of death sentence. You know, like this woman's doing. She's milking the system. To know what I'm going about, go to What's the Hells, and Megan Fox, she's on live now. Watch the DUI guy, because he been going around her depots, foulings, you know. And this idiot, Lyra Preston, says she didn't know nothing about the signs, but here she had one of the signs in her evidence and her motion. How dumb is it, people? So, it's weird. But we got weird people on this planet. We got crazy people. But you're crazy people, we got to survive in this world. You got to be a little crazy. Well, Alexi's laying on my lap. I wonder if I could. Ow, my shoulder's hurting. I didn't take my pill this morning. Oh. Oh. Because I wrote down a few people. I got to see where I wrote that at. Like Timothy Andrews. And he has some good old music on his YouTube channel. I want to give a big shout out to Jerry. Thank you for subscribing. Timothy. Tommy Emmanuel. God bless you, my friend. Well, and there's this state trooper. I'm not going to mention his name. I told you I got police officers on my channel, but I don't mention them. You know, that's something, you know, I like. And, you know, but that Timothy Andrews, you like his videos. You know, he plays some good old music, which I love that old kind of music that he plays. And RB, thank you, my friend. Tim, thank you. Thank you, police officer. Because I told them I wouldn't mention their names. But you do have police officers throughout the United States that does watch YouTube. Especially in Bakersfield, California. Bakersfield Police Department does watch those live streamers. They watch RD on the Scene, Kern County Crime Watcher, Bravo Media, A1 Media. There's a bunch of more that they watch. One day, RD on the Scene was live. Somebody stole a high-priced bicycle. And Roger happened to come down this road. And Roger gave the intersection. That wasn't a minute later. Bakersfield Police Department showed up and arrested that guy. Don't say police officers don't watch YouTube. They have admitted to Roger, we do watch those live streamers' video. They see stuff that they don't see. So they do watch it. Just like when I'm live streaming and I'm going down the road, I know they're watching, but they're sitting in the background. I might be behind the car that they looking for. You never know. Or somebody might be walking down the road that they're hunting for. Or it's missing. You know, maybe it's somebody got a little Alzheimer's. You'd be surprised who's watching you all's YouTube channels. You know, just like I tell you, if I'm going down 31, I tell you about where I'm at. Or if I'm going down 65, which you all won't see me do that much unless I have to go to a doctor or I have to take my son to a doctor. Otherwise, I try to stay off of 65. Now, when I was a young dude, yeah, I would love to hot rod up and down and act like a fool. But since I'm 70 plus years old, people, there's too many automobiles out there. Another thing I want to tell you, you see a truck driver maybe at a truck stop or a fast food restaurant, thanking for the service. They love to hear that from you. You see a police officer, thank him for the service. I know they got bad police officers too. So, about 3 more minutes. Also, donate to the Wounded Warriors. That's dear to me. Donate to St. Jude's and the Shriners. You know, that's to help the children, that God's children. So, I want to thank you all. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. And so I'll probably have to walk to the mailbox, but I have to take my little switch with me where my babies won't follow me. They still got some cat food out there. Like I say, as long as it's not Meow Mix, it'll stay there for a while. And I mix Meow Mix in with the regular cat food. You know, them cats pick that Meow Mix out of it. You know, they're very, animals are very smart. So I want to thank all the subscribers that had subscribed. I need some VIP people who, when they go live, when I live, tell them to come over and say, like, hashtag buckle up or something. I know some of those people's watching. I would love to give 1,000 people in 5 minutes. But I can't do it without your people's help. And thank you, Boxcar. I know there are a bunch of Boxcars on YouTube, but you know who you are. Give a big shout out for you. So, now my clock disappeared on my computer, so I can't see what time it is. But I can close my laptop and see. But that's okay. Right at the hour, I'm going to get off of here. So maybe they might have a wreck close to me where I can go to it and bring you some good videos. I love you. I know some of you don't believe in God, so thank you. Peace, my friend. Aloha to you all. It's in Hawaii watching. I know where some of you are from. So good afternoon, everybody. Have a great day. Leave in the comments. I check it in my email, things that you want me to talk about. Some of the things I talked about during this video that you all wanted me to talk about. So bless you all. Good afternoon.